The swirling rumors and speculation surrounding Floyd Mayweather's financial status have become as much a part of his public persona as his undefeated boxing record. From claims of billionaire wealth to allegations of unpaid debts and tax troubles, the narrative around Mayweather's money is a complex mix of bravado, contradiction, and skepticism. The question that looms large is whether the Money Mayweather brand is a genuine reflection of financial dominance or a carefully curated illusion masking vulnerabilities. This exploration delves into the various facets of Mayweather's financial life, from his reported earnings and exhibition fights to legal disputes and public displays of wealth, while addressing the broader implications of his approach to money and fame. Mayweather's career is a masterclass in self-promotion and financial ambition. With a 50-0 boxing record and reported earnings exceeding $1 billion, he has cemented himself as one of the wealthiest athletes in history. His journey from "Pretty Boy" Floyd to "Money Mayweather" was a deliberate rebranding that capitalized on his defensive boxing style and polarizing personality. The shift wasn't just stylistic, it was a business strategy. By embracing a villainous persona, Mayweather drew crowds eager to see him lose, much like Muhammad Ali did decades earlier. Fans paid for pay-per-view events, tickets, and merchandise, hoping to witness his defeat, only to watch him outmaneuver opponents with surgical precision. This approach turned him into a commercial juggernaut, with fights like the 2007 bout against Oscar de la Hoya reportedly earning him $25 million after he parted ways with promoter Bob Arum. The decision to leave Arum's top rank in 2006 was a pivotal moment. Mayweather paid a $750,000 exit fee to gain control over his career, a bold bet on himself that paid off spectacularly. By promoting his own fights, he secured a percentage of every ticket, concession, and pay-per-view sale, maximizing his earnings. This move showcased his business acumen and set the stage for the massive paydays that followed, including the record-breaking 2015 fight against Manny Pacquiao, which reportedly grossed over $600 million. Mayweather's ability to generate revenue extended beyond the ring, with endorsement deals, real estate investments, and ventures like his Las Vegas strip club, Girl Collection. Yet, despite these successes, questions about his financial stability persist, fueled by a series of controversies and public statements that invite scrutiny. One of the most persistent rumors is that Mayweather is broke, or at least far less wealthy than he claims. Critics point to his participation in exhibition matches against opponents like YouTuber Logan Paul and social media personality Deji as evidence of financial desperation. These bouts, often criticized as non-competitive and mismatched, are seen as quick cash grabs rather than legacy-building fights. Logan Paul himself raised the question, why would someone with Mayweather's reported wealth step into the ring for these odd exhibitions? The implication is that he's plugging financial leaks, using the paydays to maintain a lifestyle that outpaces his income. Reports suggest he earned $20 to $40 million for the Deji fight in Dubai, a significant sum but a far cry from the $100 million-plus figures he's claimed for past professional bouts. For a man who boasts of billionaire status, the need to take such fights raises eyebrows. Adding fuel to the speculation are allegations from former associates and opponents. A former employee claimed Mayweather flaunts wealth to maintain his image, even when his bank account doesn't match the display. This insider suggested that his constant talk of riches is a facade, a way to project invincibility despite financial troubles. Similarly, Logan Paul and others have publicly accused Mayweather of failing to pay them in full for exhibition bouts. Paul, who fought Mayweather in 2021, announced he was pursuing legal action over unpaid earnings, a claim echoed by Deji, who confirmed he received only partial payment. These disputes paint a picture of financial mismanagement, where obligations are ignored while Mayweather continues to project opulence. If he's as wealthy as he claims, why the delays in settling these debts? The legal proceedings could reveal deeper issues, potentially exposing a pattern of prioritizing new ventures over existing commitments. Tax troubles have also cast a shadow over Mayweather's finances. In 2022, the IRS notified him of issues with his 2017 tax return, alleging he owed millions in unpaid taxes and penalties. The dispute centered on a claimed $14 million expense for legal fees, which the government deemed invalid, resulting in a $5.5 million tax bill and an additional $1.1 million in penalties. This wasn't an isolated incident. Mayweather has faced IRS scrutiny before, with reports suggesting he still owes significant sums. These official records contradict his public claims of having cleared all debts, highlighting a troubling financial reality. For someone who projects an image of untouchable wealth, a letter from the IRS demanding millions is a stark reminder of vulnerability. The contradiction between his confident persona and these documented liabilities suggests that his financial foundation may be less secure than he lets on. Mayweather's public displays of wealth only amplify the skepticism. From diamond-encrusted watches to a fleet of exotic cars, his lifestyle is a spectacle of extravagance. In one bizarre stunt, he was filmed depositing a large sum into a bank using only $1 bills, a theatrical act that seemed designed to dramatize a mundane transaction. Such moments, while attention-grabbing, raise questions about the substance behind the show. Critics argue that his focus on visible riches, whether it's boasting about buying $400 million in New York real estate or showcasing multimillion-dollar jewelry, reflects a deeper insecurity. As one commentator put it, "Why do you want to appear rich instead of being rich?" The need to constantly prove his wealth suggests a fear that the spotlight might fade, leaving him exposed. This dependence on material displays ties his identity to his bank account, making financial instability a personal as well as professional threat. The jewelry disputes add another layer to the narrative. A Miami-based jeweler claimed Mayweather took delivery of high-value items without completing payment, a pattern allegedly repeated with rapper Tyga in a $4 million deal. The use of business entities to shield personal liability in these transactions highlights a savvy but ethically questionable approach. By having a business purchase the items and then gifting them to himself, Mayweather could avoid direct accountability, leaving brokers and vendors unpaid. These maneuvers, while legal, feed the perception that his wealth is more about appearances than reality. If he's truly a billionaire, why not settle these bills outright? The unpaid debts, combined with lawsuits over unpaid fight earnings, suggest a pattern of overextension, where the cash flow needed to sustain his lifestyle may not match his public claims. Mayweather's forays into cryptocurrency have also drawn criticism. He endorsed several digital coins that later failed, leaving investors out of pocket. These promotions, reportedly worth millions, leveraged his fame to attract followers into risky ventures. Critics argue that he knowingly lent his name to dubious projects for quick profits, regardless of the consequences. One associate recounted how Mayweather's team treated these endorsements as transactional: pay the fee, get the script, and deliver the promotion. The lack of due diligence, combined with his public image as a financial titan, made these failures particularly damaging. For a man who claims to have no shortage of cash, associating with such ventures seems reckless, further fueling speculation about his financial motives. Despite these controversies, Mayweather's defenders argue that his actions are those of a shrewd businessman. They point out that even with a $100 million net worth, turning down a $20 million payday for an exhibition fight would be foolish. His manager, referred to as Jeff in one discussion, dismissed the idea that these fights indicate financial trouble, framing them as logical business decisions. Why not take the Deji bag if it's offered? This perspective casts Mayweather as a pragmatist, capitalizing on his brand while it's still lucrative. His defenders also highlight his real estate portfolio, including properties in Las Vegas and New York, as evidence of long-term wealth building. Yet, the lack of transparency about these assets, coupled with claims like the $400 million New York flats that were later debunked, undermines these arguments. Mayweather's boasts about earning $100 million or even $350 million in a single night have also come under scrutiny. Insiders in the boxing industry question the legitimacy of these figures, noting the absence of detailed financial breakdowns. Public companies like HBO, which partnered with Mayweather for major fights, have not corroborated such claims. The exaggeration, while great for headlines, damages his credibility. As one industry veteran put it, "Find an executive to back the claim. It's never happened and it won't be." The discrepancy between his stated earnings and verifiable records suggests that myth-making is a key part of his brand. By inflating his numbers, he reinforces his dominance, but at the cost of inviting skepticism. Emotionally, Mayweather's behavior hints at deeper insecurities. Deji recounted an incident during a Dubai podcast where a fan's comment about traveling from the UK provoked a defensive response from Mayweather. Instead of brushing it off, he asserted his superiority, revealing how much public opinion still affects him. This need for validation, despite his achievements, suggests that his self-worth is tied to external perceptions. His relentless self-promotion, while a hallmark of his success, can alienate as much as it attracts. He often dismisses criticism as jealousy, a tactic that deflects accountability but fails to address legitimate concerns. Not every critique is envy. Sometimes, it's rooted in the inconsistencies between his claims and reality. The transition to Money Mayweather was a commercial triumph, but it came with a cost. By anchoring his identity to wealth, he created a persona that demands constant proof of financial success. Every unpaid debt, tax dispute, or questionable business move chips away at that image, inviting speculation about his true net worth. His shift from pretty boy to money was inspired by Muhammad Ali's ability to turn trash-talking into revenue, but unlike Ali, Mayweather's focus on material wealth makes him more vulnerable to financial scrutiny. Ali's legacy was built on charisma and social impact. Mayweather's rests on dollars and cents, a foundation that's harder to sustain when the money pipeline slows. The ethical questions surrounding Mayweather's business practices are harder to dismiss. From unpaid fighters to failed crypto endorsements, his methods often blur the line between acumen and opportunism. The jewelry disputes, in particular, highlight a willingness to exploit legal loopholes at the expense of others. While these tactics may keep the cash flowing, they erode trust and reinforce the narrative of financial instability. If Mayweather's empire is as robust as he claims, these patterns of behavior seem unnecessary. A truly secure billionaire wouldn't need to dodge payments or hype dubious ventures. Ultimately, the truth about Mayweather's finances may lie somewhere between the extremes. He's likely neither a broke fraud nor an untouchable billionaire. His real estate holdings, fight earnings, and business ventures suggest significant wealth, but his lavish spending, tax issues, and unpaid debts point to cash flow problems. The exhibition fights, while lucrative, may reflect a need to maintain his lifestyle rather than a desire to build a lasting legacy. His public persona, built on the spectacle of wealth, requires constant reinforcement, making any financial hiccup a threat to his identity. The broader lesson from Mayweather's story is the danger of equating self-worth with material success. His need to appear rich, as one critic put it, overshadows the genuine achievements of his boxing career. The watches, cars, and private jets are liabilities, not assets, losing value the moment they're purchased. By tying his legacy to these fleeting symbols, he risks undermining the very dominance he's worked to establish. Living quietly and enjoying his wealth might not generate headlines, but it would free him from the pressure to perform for an audience that, as he's learned, is quick to question his every move. As Mayweather navigates the next phase of his career, the spotlight will remain on his finances as much as his fights. The lawsuits, tax battles, and exhibition bouts will continue to shape the narrative, inviting both admiration and skepticism. Whether he's betting on himself as he did in 2006 or simply chasing the next bag, one thing is clear. The Money Mayweather brand is a high-stakes gamble, where the line between myth and reality is as elusive as his defensive jab.